Numbers 21 has Chametz Bathracha as a note for verse 6. Chametz Basgulacha as a note for verse 13. Shashi in the margin there. And Nakud al-Ri is his note for verse 30. Wiwrush Ki is a note for verse 32. Mapthir in the margin there. And when the Canaanite, the king of Ard, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of Atharim, then he fought against Israel, and took some of them prisoners. And Israel vowed a vow unto God as known in verb, and said, If thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And God as known in verb hearkened unto the voice of Israel, and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities, and called the name of the place Hormah. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Sea of Reeds to compass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. And the people spake against God and against Moses, Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. Okay, the word is all divinity. And God is known in verb, sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much of the people of Israel died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against God as noun and verb, and against thee. Pray unto God as noun and verb, that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And God as noun and verb said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass, that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. And one of the things that we can say about the word is Nchush is not just serpent, but it's diligent observance, learning by experience, enchanting, enchanter, divining, a spell, an incantation, an augury, copper or brass, and filthiness, steel, something made of metal. So we don't necessarily have to think that this is claiming that the very commandment of no graven images was being broken. Of course, we have language use too, because their letters at the time contained serpents and stuff. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in Abath, and they journeyed from Abath and pitched at Abarim in the wilderness, which is before Moab, toward the sunrising. From thence they removed and pitched in the valley of Zared, and from whence they removed and pitched on the other side of Arnon, which is the wilderness that cometh out of the border of the Amorites, for Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of God is noun and verb, Wahab in Saphah and the brooks of Arnon. Isn't there 74 books that were, the tonic says are supposed to be, included? Or maybe the Bible as a whole. Maybe there's stuff in what they call the New Testament. And it turns out some of these are actually bigger than the Bible that we have. And the course of the brooks that inclineth toward the dwelling of Ar, and leaneth upon the border of Moab. And from thence they went to Beer, that is the wall whereof God as noun and verb spake unto Moses, Gather the people together, and I will give them water. Then Israel sang this song, Spring up, O well, sing ye unto it. Then the princes digged the well, the nobles of the people digged it by the direction of the lawgiver with their staves, and from the wilderness they went to Mattanah. And was it Nietzsche that said something like, how can you speak of a natural law without a natural lawgiver? And from Mattanah to Nahaliel, and from Nahaliel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab, to the top of Pisgah, which looketh toward Yeshimon. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon the king of the Amorites, saying, Let me pass through thy land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will not drink of the waters of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past thy borders. And Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his border. But Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness, and he came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. And Israel smote him with the edge of the sword, and possessed his land from Arnon unto Yabuk, even unto the children of Ammon. For the border of the children of Ammon was strong, and Israel took all these cities. And Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon, and in all the villages thereof. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon. Wherefore, they that speak in Proverbs say, Come into Heshbon. Come into Heshbon. Let the city of Sihon be built and established. For there is a fire gone out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. It hath consumed Ar of Moab, and the lords of the high places of Arnon. Woe to thee, Moab! Thou art undone, O people of Chemosh. He hath rendered his sons fugitives, and his daughters captives, unto Sihon, king of the Amorites. And Chemosh was the gendered entity that these people worshipped. We have shot at them. Heshbon is perished, even unto Dibon, and we have laid them waste, even unto Napha, which reacheth unto Medeba. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and Moses sent to spy out Yazer, and they took the villages thereof, and drove out the Amorites that were there. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og the king of Bashan went out against them, he and all his people, to the battle of Edrei. And God as noun and verb said unto Moses, Fear him not, for I have delivered him into thy hand, and all his people, and all his land, and thou shalt do to him as thou didst to Sihon the king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon. So they smote him and his sons and all his people, until there was none left him alive, and he possessed his land. Now the Israelites were one of the 72 peoples that defeated or persecuted the Yazidi. And by Yazidi, I mean the Amorites, who worshipped Moloch, because that's what the Yazidi are. They're Melech Tao's worshippers, whom they call Shaitan, and in Avestan, which means cast out of a place and all that. The most recent is the American-funded Daesh organization. So it's 73 now that are included. You know, the elders of the Yazidi have, some of them have included it in the hymn of the persecutors or whatever it is. Some of this stuff is just, not in print. Wishma Hek Nani Mulk Ard Yishib Henglub Ki Ba Yishral Dirk Hatrim Wilchim Bishral Wishib Memnu Shabi Wider Yishral Nadur Lechwa We Amr Natan Tetan at Ham Hasa Bidi Wa Churmti at Ariham Wishma Yahwa Bakul Yashral Wheaton at Hek Nani Wheatram at Hum Wat Ariham Wikrasham Hemkum Churma Withau Mahr Heher Dirk Yamsuf Lembeb at Arts at Doom Wat Katzer Napish Ham Bedruk Widber Ham Balhim Wabmashah Lamah Halyatnu Memtsrim Lamut Bemdeber Ki Ain Alachim Wain Meme One Prishnu Ketza Bulchum Hek Bakal Wishlich Yahwa Bam at Henchim Hesh Rapim Win Shaku at Ham Wimat Ham Rib Mishal Wiba Ham Al Masha We Amru Chathanu Ki Debranu Bihwa Wabak Hetpalal Al Yahwa Wiser Malyanu at Henchush Wheatpalal Masha Bad Ham We Amr Yahwa Al Masha Asha Look Shurf Wash Yum Atu Al Nas Wahya Kul Henshuk Urah Atu Wachi We Ash Masha Nachish Nachshut Wish Mahu Al Hanem hence. Wahya nashuk henchish at aish wah beeth al nachish hen chishit witchy weeths ow beni yashral which new babit weeths ow mabit which new bai habrium bumdibber asher al pani muwab mem zerch heshmush mushum nis'ow wichnu bunchul zerd mushum nis'ow wichnu maber arnun asher bumdibber hitza bugbul hamri ki arnun Kabul Muwab bin Muwab Wabin Hamri Alkan Yammer Basper Mulchmut Yahwa at Wahab Basupa Wat Hencholim Arnun Washid Hencholim Asher Natha Lishbut Ar When Shan Lagbul Muwab Wamshim Barah Huwa Habar Asher Amr Yahwa Lamsha Asif at Ham Watna Laham Mim Aw Yashur Yashral at Hashirah Has at Ali Bar Anu La Bar Chipruh Shurim Ruh Nadibi Ham Bam Chakak Bam Shanatum Wum Mudbur Mutna Wum Mutna Nuch Yal Wum Nuch Yal Bamut Wum Bamut Hagya Asher Bashda Muwab Rash Hep Sagah Wun Shakpa Alpani He Sheman Wishlech Yashral Malakim Al Sitchun Malak Hamri Lamer Abra Bartzik La Natha Bashdah Wab Kerm La Nishtah Mi Bar Badruk Hemluk Milk Ad Asher Na'bur Gabluk Wala Natan Sitchin at Yishral Aber Begblu We Asif Sitchin at Kul Amu Witza Lakrat Yishral Hem Debrah Weba Yahtsa Wilchum Bishral Wikhu Yashral Lapi Churb Wirsh at Artsu Marnan Ad Yibuk Ad Bani Amun Ki Az Gabul Bani Amun Wikach Yashral at Kul Harim Halah Wishab Yashral Bakul Ari Hamri Bach Shabun Wabkul Bantia Ki Chishbun Ayer Sitchin Malik Hamri Wahwa Milchum Bamluk Muab Horashun Wikach at Kul Artsu Midu Ad Arnan Al Kun Yamru Hem Shulim Bao Chishbun Tibna Wat Kunan Ayer Sitchun Ki Ash Yitzah Much Shabun Lahba Makrit Sitchin Akla Ar Muwab Bal Bamut Arnan We Lak Muwab Abdut Kamush Natan Banu Pul Thum Wab Natyu Bushbeat Lamluk Amri Sitchun One Yurm Abad Hashbun Ad Deban One Shim Ad Nepach Asher Ad Bidba Wishab Yashral Bartz Hamri Wishlich Masha Lurkul at Azer Wil Kdu Bantia Wirsh at Hamri Asher Shim Weepnu We Alu Dirk Hebshin Witsa Aug Mulk Hebshin Luk Ratim Huwa Wakul Amu Lam Lichma Ad Rag We Amr Yahwa Al Masha Al Tira Atu Ki Bidak Nati Atu Wat Kul Amu Wat Artsu Washit Lu Kasher Ashit Les Yitchin Maluk Hamri Asher Yushab Butch Shabun Wiku Atu Wat Benu Wat Kul Amu Ad Bulti Hesher Lu Shurid Wirsh Shu at Artsu Wirshu. Bouth is wicked or bad. Betha is vociferate angrily, pronounce, speak unadvisedly, and Beeth is what we have here. I'm not seeing that here. But we can presume that, we're talking about seeing the serpent of brass and people getting bit by serpents. So it's accepting the terms of this device.